Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your. Lakers fans are eagerly awaiting Luka Doncic's new contract extension. The Lakers management has stated that they are confident that Luka Doncic will sign a 4-year, $228 million contract. Doncic is seen as a key player in their quest to win championships again. When the Los Angeles Lakers dealt for Luka Doncic earlier this year, it was clear that the organization felt they had acquired the player who will be the face of the franchise for a very long time. But as it currently stands, Doncic could opt out of his contract next summer and become an unrestricted free agent. The likelihood of that happening is slim though, and the Lakers are working hard to lock Doncic down to a contract extension when he becomes eligible on August 2nd. It remains to be seen what Luka will do. But in an appearance on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, The Athletic's Dan Woik said an extension will almost certainly be coming at the beginning of next month. It's gonna be early August. He's extension eligible August 2nd. I think they're really confident, Colin. I think they've been in contact with him early in the summer about their plans for the organization. I think when they made the deal to get him, I think they were confident that they would be able to secure him in the long term. There are things about Los Angeles to not like. Nobody likes the traffic here and stuff like this. But the one thing we know about Luka Doncic is, well, two things we know about him. 1, he loves the big stage, and it's a huge stage. What's a bigger stage than playing at Crypto.com in front of those stars? And I think the second part of it is this is like a guy that doesn't necessarily love being famous. And you might think Los Angeles, well, it's full of famous people. You can move pretty anonymously as a famous person in Los Angeles should you choose because there's always someone else famous in your circle and stuff like that. I think he's really comfortable there. I'm pretty sure the Lakers are going to be able to secure an extension, it's just kind of a matter of for how long. There have been no signs of any discontent with Luka since he joined the Lakers and by all accounts he loves being in Los Angeles. It's just a matter of how long of an extension he will sign. A 4-year extension would get him the most money immediately, but he could also do a 3-year deal, which would get him to 10 years of service in the NBA, allowing him to then sign a supermax contract in 2028. Whichever route Doncic prefers, the Lakers will be happy to go as the franchise views him as the player who will lead this team for years to come, and he has been putting in the work this offseason to prepare for that journey. Luka Doncic loves playing with LeBron James on Lakers. While Luka Doncic's future with the Lakers is not in question, his superstar teammate LeBron James is set to enter his 23rd season and is on the final year of his contract. Whether LeBron will continue to play beyond this year is unclear, but Doncic loves playing with him in Los Angeles. Lakers have a secret superweapon to convince Luka Doncic to stay. Will he take the bait? Luka Doncic can hit free agency next summer and sign with any team that he likes. He also can sign an extension starting next month to stay tied to the organization for another few years. Given that the Los Angeles Lakers have a secret weapon that will come available down the line, they may just be able to convince Doncic to stick around and sign a no-trade clause in the process. That's a scary idea. No-trade clauses are a death knell to a team's flexibility. The Phoenix Suns traded for Bradley Beal on a no-trade clause and were handcuffed when they wanted to move on. LeBron James controls his destiny with a no-trade clause, preventing the Lakers from even entertaining moving on from him this year. The Lakers want to retain Luka Doncic. What is even scarier than giving Luka Doncic a no-trade clause is letting him walk in free agency. As reported by John Hollinger of The Athletic, if Doncic signs a 2-year extension sometime before hitting free agency, and plays that extension out, he will have completed 4 seasons with the Lakers as well as 10 overall in the NBA. That would make him eligible for the supermax contract he surely feels that he deserves, bumping him up to 35% of the salary cap. When the Dallas Mavericks traded him unexpectedly at the trade deadline, he lost his eligibility to sign a supermax deal. He will need to instead reach 10 years of service to qualify for such a deal. At the same time, Doncic will qualify for a no-trade clause, something which only two players in the NBA currently have, LeBron James and the newly signed Damian Lillard with the Portland Trail Blazers. While any player likely would value such a tool, Doncic may value it more than most. As pointed out by John Hollinger, Doncic was just blindsided by an NBA franchise deciding unilaterally to move on from him. The life he had built in Dallas, the dreams of winning the franchise their second title, his relationships in and to Dallas, all of it was shattered without his consent. He may or may not love being in Los Angeles, but that choice was made for him. He could exercise agency to leave Los Angeles in a year and sign wherever he would like. That team, however, would have the power to decide they wanted to move on from Doncic, and he could do very little about it. That is why sticking around and moving toward that no-trade clause may be a captivating idea for the polarizing superstar. Does Doncic want to pick his own team in a year? Does he want to put pressure on the Lakers organization to improve the team? Does he want to secure the maximum amount of money and control that he can, staying with the Lakers in the process? Those questions will begin to be answered next month, and onward throughout his tenure with the Lakers. The future is uncertain for Doncic, but one thing is clear, the Lakers will use every secret weapon in the book, and then some, to keep him on the team. Including giving him the ultimate gesture of power. Lakers would like LeBron James to retire from NBA with them. The Los Angeles Lakers would like LeBron James to retire from the NBA with them, according to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points. James will make $52.6 million next season in the final year of his contract. Despite there being obvious frustrations, James has always intended to retire as a member of the Lakers, and this remains the franchise's goal as well, league sources said, Siegel wrote. Nobody expects James to be anywhere but in Los Angeles by the time the 2025-26 NBA season starts. James could retire from the NBA after next season, multiple sources told Hoops Wire. The Akron native has been in the NBA since 2003. He turns 41 in December. James has been with the Lakers since 2018. He has played for the Cleveland Cavaliers twice and Miami Heat as well. The future Hall of Famer is a four-time MVP, a four-time champion and a four-time Finals MVP. James is the oldest active player in the league. He made the All-NBA second team and finished sixth in MVP voting last season. 5 things we learned from the Lakers Summer League. From Bronny James' strong play to Dalton Connect's struggles, here are the biggest things we learned about the Lakers during Summer League. While Summer League fills the void of basketball that many fans have gone months without, it also remains an event that generates far too many overreactions. Play in the Summer League is a step above college basketball, but still pretty far off from actual NBA basketball. But it's still legitimate games and there's still takeaways to be had, some more far-reaching than others. For the Lakers, this summer was a mixed bag of results. Some of the biggest standouts, Cole Swider and Darius Bazley, were veterans by Summer League standards with very, very limited ceilings on their NBA potential. With Bazley, any hope of him potentially making an impact on the team was brutally ripped away with his knee injury that appeared to be very serious in the penultimate game of the summer. The intriguing new names weren't there as Adith Yero was out due to injury and new two-way signing Eric Dixon may not even be a new signing due to a foot injury. Then, there are the diverging paths that Bronny James and Dalton Connect took as well. With all that in mind, let's look at the 5 biggest takeaways of the summer. Bronny James has taken big steps forward. After coming along slowly at the start of Summer League as he worked his way back from injury, Bronny finished with a flurry in Vegas. Over his last 3 games, he averaged 16.3 points per game, flashing his ability to get to the rim while also knocking down 5 threes in that span. The Lakers have clearly been developing him as an on-ball guard, and this summer was clear evidence of his progress. While there is still a ways to go, this was a really strong summer for Bronny. It might be time to start worrying about Dalton Connect. On the flip side, this was not a strong summer for Dalton. In fact, it was a very concerning summer. If not for a 25-point game against the Spurs in the California Classic finale where he caught fire in the fourth quarter, it would have been a downright disastrous summer. And even still, it's not far off. He shot 32.1% from the field, 23.7% from the three-point line and more turnovers than assists. His defense does not look any better and his offense did not help him overcome his deficiencies. There's an argument to be had that the role Dalton played in the summer is not the one he'll play with the parent Lakers, but this has been a downward trend since the start of the year for Dalton. His poor play also hurts the Lakers in their search for a trade as his value has never been lower. Cole Swider remains a Summer League legend, but probably nothing more than that. There are few people in the world, let alone Summer League, that can get buckets like Cole Swider. He led the Lakers in scoring at 17.6 points per game and hit 40.9% of his nearly 9 three-pointers per game. In fact, he's now the all-time leading scorer in Summer League history and the all-time leader in three-pointers. While that is all great, he's pretty much the definition of a quad-A player, for those familiar with basketball. His jumper is undeniable, but he doesn't do enough of the other stuff to warrant playing time. He's a tweener, in the bad way, defensively, and that makes it very hard to play him. He may earn a training camp invite, but it's hard to imagine him being on the roster next season. Christian Koloko remains a promising prospect who the Lakers need to lock down. Another positive from the back half of Summer League was Christian Koloko. The big man is not technically under contract with the Lakers as they have only extended a qualifying offer to him. As a result, he didn't join the team until after Summer League started, but he looked strong once he did arrive. In 5 games, he had 13 blocks and 6 steals, including his best game in Las Vegas where he tallied 12 points, 6 rebounds, 6 blocks, 3 assists and 2 steals against the Celtics. The Lakers absolutely need to lock him up and make sure he remains with the franchise moving forward. The Lakers may need to make moves with their two-way contracts. On the topic of two-ways, the Lakers have some work to do on that front. Officially, the Lakers only have Trey Jemison III under contract as a two-way player. His Summer League wasn't great. He played just 12.1 minutes per game, appeared in only 3 games and wasn't all that impactful. Maybe a Summer League environment isn't the best place for him to show out, but it wasn't a great set of games from him. Koloko, as mentioned, was tendered a qualifying offer for a two-way deal. Dixon's future looks unclear as well due to a foot injury that had him out for the summer and saw him using a scooter to get around, not even putting weight on that foot. So, the Lakers have some work to do with two-way deals. For one, does it make sense to use multiple spots on centers if the team has multiple centers on the roster next year? And are they willing to wait on Dixon, depending on the severity of his injury? The other aspect of this is that no one else really shined in Summer League for the team to force their hand a bit. As things stand, the Lakers have some decisions to make on their two-way spots. Cavaliers reporter says what all Lakers fans already knew about LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar wants a retirement tour. 2025. A lot of question marks have surrounded LeBron James over the last few weeks. Amid all the trade speculation, the topic of whether this is James' final season in the NBA has taken a back seat. Cleveland Cavaliers reporter Chris Fedor voiced that if it were, everyone would know it. In an appearance on the Wine and Gold Talk podcast, Fedor stated what every Los Angeles Lakers fan should already know. James is not simply riding off into the sunset without some fanfare. That just isn't his style. Fedor said, based on everything that I know about LeBron and all the conversations I've had with people in his orbit, LeBron is going to make it known that he is going to retire before he retires. LeBron wants it all. He wants the farewell tour. The Cavaliers reporter continued to explain that the glitz and the glam that comes with a celebration of arguably the greatest player of all time would be more than desirable for James. Fedor concluded that if 2025-26 is LeBron's final year, it will be clear soon enough. LeBron James' retirement tour is a necessary part of the farewell. Lakers fans listening to Fedor's thoughts on the matter have got to be sitting there thinking, well, yeah, duh. James has never shied away from the spotlight. In all fairness, there should be no reason for him to do so. The NBA's story has largely revolved around LeBron for the majority of his career. 2016 offered the most contrasting approaches of riding into the sunset for all-time greats that one will ever see. The legendary Tim Duncan and the undeniable Kobe Bryant both chose to retire at season's end. Bryant got to travel across the NBA and receive his flowers from every team in sight. Duncan dipped out into the blink of the night. It does not take a lot of guesswork to figure out which of those two paths is the likelier one for James. I think we have to start thinking about this could be his last year in the league. Any Lakers fans, or basketball fans in general, who are anxious about knowing whether this will be James' last dance have a ticking clock for this offseason. That suspense should last until about the start of the season. It feels safe to say that if no one hears a confirmation about this being the final year for the NBA's all-time leading scorer before then, it won't be. The Lakers can plan for a future without James, and they would be wise to consider that possibility, but so far so good on that front. The four-time NBA MVP owes it to himself, as much as James does to his fans, to allow some proper closure with a farewell tour. It would be odd to see his retirement come to pass without one.